that AJ Styles, as a result of his actions, is suspended until after. This is a retired man! Do you have no decency, Bobby Fish? Kota Ibushi is the #1 contender to the Intercontinental title. What a match! Brock Lesnar is here! Oh, these two men absolutely despise one another. What a fight it's going to be. And as they continue to fight to close things out on Smackdown Live. Hello and welcome, Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are well on the road to WrestleMania. We are but 2.5, 3.5 weeks, whatever it is, from the grandest stage of them all. Regardless of it, we are heading towards a very intriguing night, as it is always each and every week an intriguing night here on Smackdown Live as well. We have a big main event coming up for you later on this evening. Neither man seems to have booked a ticket to WrestleMania, but that doesn't change the fact that we're going to be in for a great main event. Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens coming our way later on in the main event. Good match on our way, big one on our way, and I cannot wait to see how that one will go. Plenty to talk about this evening, plenty regarding... Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, before this show can even kick off. Oh, good God. We gotta go backstage right now. Oh, here we go again. The fight is on backstage, just how we closed things out last week. Lesnar and Okada fighting once more with one another. The fight is on. The two WrestleMania opponents just cannot keep themselves away from one another. Okada and Lesnar brawling it out again. They ended last week at each other's throats, and they started again this week at each other's throats. Okada couldn't wait to get his hands on Lesnar, and I imagine the Beast thinking the same. German suplex at the backstage area. This is how we're kicking things off. This is what it's like before action even begins here on this episode of Smackdown Live. Okada and Lesnar at each other's throats weeks before WrestleMania. They can hit each other with whatever they want, however hard they want. It's not going to stop them. It's not going to keep them down. They're just going to fight until WrestleMania, and that is a fact at this point. Security is on its way to break these two men up. And good, because we have got to get underway with Smackdown Live this evening. But what a way to kick things off. And these two men aren't stopping, but we've got a show to get on with. An explosive start to this evening on Smackdown Live. There's absolutely no doubt about that one. Oh my goodness. Okada and Lesnar picking up where they left things off last week at the end of Smackdown Live. And as we head towards WrestleMania, there's no denying the fact that those two men are locked in an eternal battle for the WWE Championship. What a way to kickstart things this evening before we even get into our first contest. But now it is time for our first match of the evening, and what a first match it is going to be. Ricochet given a huge opportunity here as he goes one-on-one against the three-time WWE Champion Bobby Fish. You are kidding me. What? Again? Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of the arena here, we gotta go backstage once more. And wait a minute, another fight kicking off backstage here at Smackdown Live. Another brawl commencing. Fish and Michaels going at it once again after what we saw last week. Shawn Michaels getting some revenge now. The defenseless man is no longer such. He's the one assaulting Bobby Fish right here. Into the production crate goes Fish, stumbling around right now. Michaels right here, right now. Planting him with a neck breaker. Revenge for last week from the Heartbreak Kid. And sweet chin music will send Fish down. Revenge for Michaels. My goodness. Shawn Michaels getting revenge for last week now. And just as quick as that happened, Paul Heyman came up with a game plan, came up with a replacement. Pete Dunne was supposed to be at ringside for this match, and instead, Pete Dunne now has to fill in for this match. The Bruiserweight stepping in for his fellow member of the Dangerous Alliance. A chaotic start here on Smackdown Live. So much has gone on backstage, and the show hasn't even begun yet. The wrestling hasn't even commenced. You can see the reaction on the face of Heyman. He has got to be infuriated. He has got to be hiding even more anger within him. But he brought this upon himself, or rather Bobby Fish brought this upon himself. Remember what Fish did last week. Remember what he did to Shawn Michaels just before that main event of the evening. He brought it on himself. Bobby Fish is a guy who deserves the very worst for everything he does. And he deserves payback and then some, and he got it. He attacked a defenseless, retired man. And that very man just got revenge on him. Ricochet's game plan may well have to change. He was ready to fight Fish. Now he's got to fight Dunne. But still, an emphatic opening to this episode of Smackdown Live. And now the in-ring action can begin. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to take a breather. Okada and Lesnar was split up, by the way. I didn't get the chance to talk about that. They have been split up, and they are getting forced out of this arena here this evening. SmackDown General Manager Christian James is here tonight, and he wants very little to do. I think he wants very little chaos backstage this close to WrestleMania, especially between, as it currently stands, his marquee matchup on the grandest stage of them all. Of course, on the outside right there, you see the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. He won an outstanding main event against Matt Riddle last week on SmackDown Live. He will face Finn Bálor for the Intercontinental title of WrestleMania. And Riddle will be getting a non-title opportunity at the Intercontinental Champion later on tonight. Riddle, oh my goodness, rather, Dunne there catching the leg of Ricochet, using his agility against him, and the former NXT Global Champion now starting to drive away with this match. Pete Dunne has had some excellent matches since arriving to SmackDown Live, but one thing that he hasn't really claimed a whole lot of is victory. Big team with Sheamus was last week, I believe, and picked up a victory there in the turnbuckle. Now goes Ricochet, but he moves out of the way of whatever Dunne was looking for. Backdrop, and down goes Pete Dunne. Ricochet heading up high for what will hardly be the only time in this match. Big shooting star press, cover made, and referee taking a long time to make that cover, enabling a very early kick out for the Bruiserweight in the turnbuckle now. Oh, nice cross body. Ricochet flies. Good uppercut as well. Flurry of moves from Ricochet, but a kick out at one by Dunne. Tag partner Ibushi watching on here. Talked a lot about over the last few weeks and months really about how they've done things separately, about how Ibushi has been almost more in the oh, wait a minute, what's Dunne looking for here? Suplex drop on Ricochet, makes the cover on him, trying to claim victory, but Ricochet kicks out at one. What I was going to say is that Ibushi has been given the favoritism rather on SmackDown Live, and Ricochet has been, some weeks he's been standing alongside him, others he has not. But with Ibushi set to go to WrestleMania, he is helping out his tag team partner and his friend here this evening, standing alongside him, just in case the Dangerous Alliance tried anything. And with Dunne, what was supposed to be Dunne and Heyman at ringside. It's a very smart idea, and speaking of Heyman at ringside, look at this. Ricochet falling for the ploy, and Pete Dunne can take full advantage of it, sending Ricochet to the outside. On the outside now, these two men fight. Oh, Ricochet flipped his way out of it. Back in the ring we go there. Mistake made by Pete Dunne, trying to assume that he wouldn't flip out of it, and indeed he did. Big suplex powerbomb as well from Ricochet now. Things are looking good for this man. In the turnbuckle we go now. Give Ricochet the corners of the ring, and he can do whatever he sees fit. Big Hurricanrana there. Going up to that top rope once more. What does he see in his eyes right now? Ricochet still putting on a fight contest here against a former champion in this universe. Hurricanrana, count out, huge power bomb by Dunne. Followed through with it as well. Right down to the mat. There's the cover, and there's two. Ricochet got the shoulder up just in time. Great kick out there by Ricochet. Dunne has the arm now. Could have been thinking bitter end at any point right there. Counter made in the turnbuckle. Now goes Ricochet once again. Dunne could load up something big. Hard chop in the chest. Seats him up on that top rope now. That is Ricochet's home. He knows how to get himself. Oh, look, never mind. Can't even finish my point because there is the distraction from Paul Heyman again. Regalplex. Ricochet hitting hard and could be about to hit the mat. Courtesy of the bitter end. He stopped it. Ricochet had it red and stops the bitter end in its tracks. Done in though with one hell of a knee in the face. What an opening match this has been so far on Smackdown Live. Ricochet holding his own, even against an opponent he wasn't prepared for. Ricochet goes up high now. Could we see it? 630 splash. We most certainly will. Cover, kick out. A kick out of the 630 splash at 2. Ricochet has another up his sleeve. A second 630 for Pete Dunne. And that'll do things. Ricochet, your winner for the first time in a long time on Smackdown Live. And Ibushi is ecstatic at ringside for his tag team partner. Ricochet wins. Back-to-back glory for Future Shock. Ricochet picks up the win towards WrestleMania over a talent he wasn't prepared for. But the big talking point of this match, Shawn Michaels decking Bobby Fish with the sweet chin music. What does this mean for the Heartbreak Kid? And the scumbag that is Bobby Fish, I wonder. But a big win for Ricochet cannot be ignored as we start things off this evening with so much to talk about. Time to move on to our next contest of the evening though. Tag team match coming your way. Tag team match coming up next. A big opportunity for the D.C.C. I think for what could very well be the first time. It's going to be Christopher Daniels and Baron Corbin teaming up with one another to take on WWE Tag Team Champions, American Showoffs. And I got to say, the Showoffs are going to be probably feeling a bit confident about what they saw. Remember, we are expecting a title match between those two sides. We are expecting, of course, to have the American Showoffs taking on the duo of, well, from the Dangerous Alliance. We don't know if it's going to be Sheamus and Fish or Sheamus and Dunne or Dunne and Fish. We don't really know, but we know that somewhere between now and WrestleMania, whether or not it's taking place at WrestleMania, I have no idea, to be honest. But what we do know, I mean, it wasn't announced to be taking place at WrestleMania, so we don't really know about that one right now. But we are expecting that tag team match. To be honest, if we just saw Shawn Michaels super kicking the head off of Bobby Fish backstage, that's got to give a boost to the tag team champions a little bit as they head into this matchup here this evening. Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes going to be teaming up with one another. The team to end the 9-month reign of the Guerrillas of Destiny back at Extreme Rules, becoming the WWE Tag Team Champion. Ziggler holding his third or fourth tag team title in his time in this universe. And something that I didn't talk about at the time, which I really should have done, Cody Rhodes became a Triple Crown champion with that tag team title victory. Congratulations to Rhodes on that one. A former World Heavyweight champion, a former Intercontinental champion, I think. I hope he's a former Intercontinental champion, otherwise I'm going to look like a silly dickhead now trying to say that. Definitely a former tag team champion. Oh, no, mind. Cody Rhodes is a former United States champion at the very least, so he definitely is a Triple Crown champion. Congratulations to Cody Rhodes on that one. 3 titles that he needed. World title, US title, tag team title. Cody Rhodes joins the club of the Triple Crown champions. He stands alongside his tag team partner Dolph Ziggler in that illustrious group. The others there, like Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Bobby Fish, Austin Aries. A very illustrious group for Cody Rhodes to find himself in. Some of the very best of the best, including the best of the best, is in that list. And Rhodes now stands alongside them. And of course, they are gearing up for their first tag team title defense against the Dangerous Alliance very, very soon. And as I was saying, that match just happened there. That's got to get them a little bit of a boost. It's a little bit of chaos right now in the Dangerous Alliance. They got to be feeling just a smidge of confidence about it. Have the American Showoffs as they gear up for that title matchup over the next few weeks. Elbow tie up between the two there. Daniels and Ziggler getting this one underway, and both men backing one another up to separate ropes here. So yeah, this one will go as again another clean break between the two. Sabin watching on at ringside, leader of the D.C.C. definitely having a close eye on this one. Definitely doesn't want his guys failing him in this contest here. Clean break in the corner. Oh no! Smack in the face there by Ziggler, trying to fire up Daniels a little bit, I imagine. The veteran Christopher Daniels has success in tag team wrestling as well. Former World Tag Team Champion, I believe. Former NXT Tag Team Champion, that's 100%. Ziggler rolls out of the way. Big leaping clothesline, and Daniels goes down. Man to go to watch out for on the outside is Baron Corbin. Guy who's definitely done an awful lot for keeping the D.C.C. a very topical name on Smackdown Live. Last week, because things didn't go well for the D.C.C. Sabin met an old rival in Kevin Owens and came out on the worst end of things. Owens gearing up for that huge main event later on this evening. I think that's going to be a main event that we are more just entitled to watch and enjoy than anything else in the midst of everything else that has gone on here this evening on Smackdown Live. All right. Now using this opportunity to take control. Elbow into the chest here on Ziggler. It's a big match as well for the D.C.C. Of course, they can't gloss over this. Oh, good strike there from Corbin. That was smart there by Baron Corbin. May not respect it, but definitely a smart move. Suplex by Daniels, and it allowed the D.C.C. to take charge there. Ziggler down now. And all of a sudden, things are looking good for the D.C.C., especially when the powerhouse of the team comes into play. Baron Corbin in off the tag. Ziggler trying to fight back against it here. Good work there. Hard forearms. In the turnbuckle goes Corbin. Tag made. Cody Rhodes in this one as well. Double back. Elbow, and the big man goes off his feet. Now it's the turn of Rhodes. Can he get it going here? Oh, good strike in the ribs there by Baron Corbin. What was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? Had an absolutely incredible match with Kota Ibushi heading into King of the Ring. Oh my goodness. Face first into the boots of Christopher Daniels there. The D.C.C. doing a good job right now, to be fair, of just controlling the ring and making sure that things are going well for them. Rhodes, though, good kick in the face. Rhodes now has the arm and the leg lock, driving him face first into the mat there. Good trap reverse STO there from Rhodes. Firing up with innovative offense with a splash in the corner, though. Daniels was not there. Descender did not receive that one, and oh, neither did Daniels as Rhodes got out of the way there. Powerbomb attempt now. Wait a minute, no. Styles Clash of all things. How apt, given the fact that SmackDown General Manager Christian James suspended him last week. Big Styles Clash drags him all the way to the D.C.C. corner to tag in Baron Corbin now. And Corbin can go to work, loading things up with a shot right in the face there. This has been the D.C.C.'s match far more than what it has been the American Showoffs. That's got to give Chris Sabin some confidence as he watches on. Psycho suplex, though, from Cody, dumping him on his head. Good tags from the D.C.C. in this one. Not so from the American Showoffs. D.C.C. has done an incredible job of sectioning off this ring and leaving Rhodes and Ziggler in trouble. Big lariat there, but Rhodes' heart just continuing him on here, continuing his fight in this one. Tag made. Ziggler the legal man now. And trying to take away the arm from the big man. Corbin, though, showing that is all for nothing. Ziggler coming back in off the tag. And hitting a big, and getting hit with a big suplex. Corbin might look for the Sabin Liza. Big counter from Ziggler. Very big counter indeed. Mustered that one up out of the blue. Famous sir as well. Ziggler might well have him right where he wants him. He's tuning up the band. Not the first time we've seen it tonight. Super kick by Ziggler. Corbin goes down. Cover's made. The Showoffs could have it. And oh, Corbin kicks at it too. Things aren't quite done yet. Ziggler waited to make the tag into Rhodes. Corbin down, but not out. Countered whatever he was looking for there. This is turning into another surprise performance by Baron Corbin, much how we saw the in the match against Kota Ibushi a few weeks ago. In the corner now, tag made, Daniels in off the tag, and again, face first into the boots. D.C.C really doing a good job right now, has to be said. I was talking about how this is a match where the American Showoffs can capitalize based off of the struggles of the Dangerous Alliance, but they really aren't able to right now. Give credit where it's due to the D.C.C. They are revitalizing themselves here. Another elbow on the point of the head there by Cody. And oh, wait a minute. Rhodes has him. Crossroads to Daniels. Crossroads to Christopher Daniels. Drags him well away from Corbin. Into the cover. Ziggler hit in the ring. Corbin not going to be able to make the save, but Sabin sacrificing himself there. Distracting the referee, and it's all falling apart in the ring right now. Counter by Daniels, has him up against the ropes. Counter by Cody now. Again, counter by Daniels. Referee doesn't even have an idea of what's going on in this matchup. It is complete chaos in the ring here. Daniels countering everything. It's completely falling apart here. Clothesline. Corbin goes down. But speaking of down right now, Rhodes is down in the ring. Opportunity for Daniels to take charge. Stopped by Cody. But again, Christopher Daniels doing everything that he can to keep the fight going. Another big suplex. And Cody goes down. Rolls out of the way. Went for a spear, I think, there. And a big counter by Christopher Daniels was mustered up. Just as big of a one, though, from Cody being found. Kick in the gut. Wait a minute. Rhodes looking to end things with a big move. And a big impact for Daniels. Dunne's fire connects. The cover is made. Corbin nowhere to be seen. And the American Showoffs can claim victory. Well, it took a bit of work, but they managed to pull it off. The tag team champions victorious in a contest where they needed the win to get a burst of momentum over their challengers in the Dangerous Alliance, and they got it. They didn't get it just how they wanted it to, though. Corbin, once again, putting on an incredible fight. So too did Daniels. The D.C.C. really looked strong in that one. They were really giving it everything they had. The American Showoffs, though, your winners. These are the tag team champions. It's just the question of how long they'll hold on to it for. Well, last week we were given some incredible news regarding the Smackdown Women's Championship match, a ladder match on its way at WrestleMania. We saw Paige qualify last week, and there will be another woman about to join those four. Who will win? Bayley and Nia Jax. 6 women will compete for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. We already know that the SmackDown Women's Champion Ruby Riott is in action. Cross is there. Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch were already picked to be in that match because of everything that's surrounded them over the last few months with that title. Paige qualified last week, beating Tegan Nox, and now we wait to see who the 5th woman will be in this one. One more shot after this for whoever can take it. But as for right now, a huge chance for Bayley, who has been in and around the top of the women's division. She has fought, I think she's fought all 3 women's champions, the 3 women who were immediately put into the match at some point or another over the last few months. Bayley looking to bring her hugger section all the way to WrestleMania. Whether or not she'll be able to pull that off, though, I do wait to find out. Bayley ready to go in this one. Hard opponent to take on in the former Smackdown Women's Champion Nia Jax. She, of course, was surrounded in the whole scenario. Well, back when Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch were both alluding to themselves as members of the Originals. Of course, it ended up being the case that only Becky Lynch was in the group. Nevertheless, what is going to be a very interesting one to see is if Nia Jax could push herself back into that echelon once more. Talking about how Jax is, I said about how she was involved with Cross, with Paige in the SmackDown Women's Division back in the start of this series of Universe, but very quickly she got herself kind of kicked away from it in the seams of everything. It became about Cross and Lynch. Nia Jax, I imagine, will want to get herself back in that one, and ladder match as well would be one that Nia Jax would love to find herself in. Imagine being able to put yourself in that match with the body type that she has and just flinging people, flinging ladders all over the place. The WrestleMania tradition will commence for its 4th WrestleMania in the row with that ladder match, and this one's underway right now. Big DDT there from Nia Jax, getting things underway. Look at how aggressive Jax is coming out of the gates, stomping on the back of the neck of Bayley. Nia Jax is all about aggression right now. Weeks away from any kind of contest on SmackDown Live, weeks away from any kind of match on SmackDown Live, and Nia Jax has just pounced on the opportunity. Jax, Samoan drop to Bayley in seconds. Nia Jax has destroyed Bayley. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Well, their entrances were about 6 times longer than the match. I think we may well have just found a new favorite in that ladder match. Nia Jax just destroyed Bayley. And honestly, if you would walked out the room for a second, come back in, you would have still thought Nia Jax was making her entrance. No, Nia Jax has beaten Bayley already. She is going to WrestleMania. And there is one spot left. But the spot right now that has the most amount of attention on it all of a sudden is this one, because that could very well be the favorite in that SmackDown Women's Ladder match. Wow, what a win. Now we're going to move on here on SmackDown Live to our next contest of the evening, regardless of that. Non-title opportunity for Matt Riddle here as he goes one-on-one against Finn Bálor. Well, what a night of action it has been here on SmackDown Live. And I was really blown away by what we just saw. That was, wow. Still a little bit surprised. I mean, I was expecting a fight from Bayley, but I wasn't expecting it to be absolutely decimated like that. But then again, that's exactly what happened. Riddle, though, look who he's got by his side. A man we've already seen making quite an impact here tonight. Shawn Michaels heading towards the ring alongside Matt Riddle. The man who he's supposed to be mentoring and his pupil. However, Shawn Michaels has been a little bit interested, a little bit preoccupied by other things. I mean, last week was fair enough. He got sweet chin music when Riddle was gearing up for that huge main event match against Kota Ibushi, and what a match it was last week in the main event. There's no doubt about it, but Michaels, was otherwise preoccupied, shall we say. He was getting his face kicked in, and he was getting attacked, assaulted backstage by Bobby Fish. Whereas tonight, he's the one doing the kicking into the face of Bobby Fish. Switching music backstage was a sight to behold, there's no doubt about it. But here we go this evening. Busy match for Matt Riddle. A huge chance in here as the Originals are back to a fairly strong number. Finn Bálor and Bad Luck Fale heading towards the ring here. This one going to be a pretty interesting contest, there's no doubt about it. Fale back at ringside for Bálor. Last time we saw these two men standing with one another would have been a tag team match just before Extreme Rules, I believe. Maybe? I'm not 100% certain on that one, to be honest. What I do know is that Fale and Bálor have been the two men to stand alongside one another since Bálor made himself a member of the Originals. And these two guys rekindling a relationship from long ago, rekindling their friendship The only member of the originals to currently hold on to any gold is Finn Bálor. And I have to say, I wonder how much longer that'll go on for, because you look at that main event, you look at what we've got coming up at WrestleMania. Why did I say main event? You look at that match that we got coming up at WrestleMania. Ibushi versus Bálor. What a contest it's going to be for one. What a match we're in for. But does Finn Bálor have it in him? You know, Bálor almost prides himself on his cockiness in the match and his confidence, how he almost feels like he knows he could pick up a win. You can't have that against Ibushi, because Ibushi's just going to kick you. He's just going to cave your head in. You know, I'll be honest, I don't think Finn Bálor can have it in this match either, because of the arsenal of weapons that Matt Riddle brings to the table as well. Quick sling blade there by Bálor, caught in a side headlock though. Trying to engage in continental wrestling with Matt Riddle. Might not be the smartest decision Finn Balor's made, but the two-time Intercontinental Champion, no, three-time Intercontinental Champion now, my apologies, willing to take that risk. Looked for a double knee gutbuster, I believe, on that fight from that fireman's carry. Countered by Riddle, double leg, takedown, slamming him into the mat. Michael's watching on, very pleased with what he's seeing from his protege thus far. Like I said, it's a huge chance for Riddle here. Imagine knocking off the Intercontinental Champion just a week after losing a number one contenders match. I mean, if he wins, there's no reason why Riddle shouldn't be in the match at WrestleMania. You beat the champion, you should be in that match right away. Counter made there, into the turnbuckle goes Finn Bálor here. Things not looking too good for him. Knee in the gut there, falls down to a seated position. Right back up to his feet, however. Kick in the gut now. Riddle has the leg hooked. A nice Northern Light suplex connects with it as well. Look who's getting involved in this one now. Fale trying to make a distraction. And Bálor will pounce on it from behind. German suplex to Riddle. Semi-finalist in the King of the Ring, of course, was Riddle. Went one step further than Ibushi in the tournament. Didn't go one step further than him last week in their Intercontinental number one contender match. Triangle choke. You're talking on the arm right now. Not going to be enough for victory. Good power by Bálor to get out of it. And this one, still definitely a very tough contest to call. Bálor trying to fight everything he's got to send his message to Ibushi, and Riddle trying to get himself involved in that Intercontinental title match. I imagine it is what Shawn Michaels wants him to do, but here goes the former world champion with a big drop kick in the side of the head there. Basement drop kick. This right now has become all about Finn Bálor, to be honest. This is just his match right now. Maybe a bit of commentator's curse. Capture, suplex, up and over went Bálor. A heavy bounce as well, we saw from his impact there. The aggression now from Matt Riddle, stomping away at Finn Bálor, catching him with those heavy hits. Big chop in the chest from Bálor, however. Forearm to go with it. Step up enziguri, and again he takes Riddle off his feet. The confidence of the Intercontinental Champion definitely shining through. He is at no expense of confidence. And Riddle is quickly learning how that feels. Finn Bálor's in. Wait, Bloody Sunday! And that could have just ended everything right here, right now. Bloody Sunday. Oh, Riddle gets the shoulder up at 2. That is the danger of Bálor's offense. You never know what he's going to strike and when. Riddle 100% on the back foot right now, but a big drop toe hold gets him out of that one. Riddle, Alabama slam maybe. Yes, it will be. Bálor looked like he got caught up in the ropes as well. But now, this is where Riddle needs to fight back right now. He shouldn't be letting Bálor up to his feet. He should be pouncing on the opportunity that is right in front of him. The chance to beat the Intercontinental Champion. And you have to question the tutelage of Shawn Michaels right now. If Riddle's still making these amateur errors, if he's still making these little mistakes on the big stages, is that to do with Shawn Michaels being too preoccupied with Bobby Fish, with the thought of what Fish is doing, to make sure that Riddle could be the very best that he is? Look at this aggression now, though, from Riddle shining through, keeping the champion pinned down. Bálor kicking his legs in pain. Double knees in the back to go with it. And Riddle taking a page maybe out of Michael's book when he calls up to the heavens. Here we go. Flying in with the forearms. And oh, look at that catch from Bálor, slamming him down. Great bit of work by Finn Bálor, and it looked like actually Riddle was trying to take a move out of Balor's playbook, because here are the same forearms from Bálor. Sling Blade follows up after it. Riddle tried to be too much like his own opponent, and if there's anyone who knows how to read the book on Finn Bálor, it's going to be Bálor himself. Shotgun dropkick into the turnbuckle puts Riddle in the perfect place to be put to rest. Up high goes Bálor. Riddle with nowhere to turn to. Coup d'etat! Is Kota Ibushi watching, because Riddle just kicked out at 2. And the reaction from Bálor tells the whole story. Almost subdued in many ways. He thought he had it won. Riddle with a big running knee. Riddle coming back in this match now. No, Bálor stops him in his tracks. Slams him into the mat once again. Big forearm. Ducks him. Pele kick to Riddle. What a contest this is turning into. Remember, this isn't even the main event of the evening. Wait a minute. Bálor willing to take any risk, but too far. He went with it, but wait a minute. Bálor in from behind. Bloody hell. Bloody hell connects. And the question you have to ask now is, has he done enough to put away Riddle? The answer is no. Riddle keeps on fighting on. Bálor stopping him. Elbows in the side of the head. The Intercontinental Champion trying to think up anything that he can for victory here. And here we go. Rolls him up from behind. Has he done enough? Has he done enough to steal one? No. Riddle kicks out again. Tiger suplex now from Bálor. Riddle didn't have a response to it, but more importantly, Bálor didn't have it in him to bridge. Did not have a bridge up his sleeve for it, and you can see the fatigue now. This may be an advantage for Kota Ibushi, because Ibushi is a guy can go a long, long time in a match. And if Bálor's showing this kind of fatigue right now, this could definitely be an advantage for the challenger heading into WrestleMania. Big counters from both sides right now. Kick in the gut there. Drop kick from Bálor, and down goes Matt Riddle. It's a great fight from Riddle right now, but he is just, well, without sounding rude, he is struggling here against Finn Bálor. It's like he's just hitting a move, and that's about it. Big belly to belly, though. Maybe I stand corrected. Maybe as well. Finn Bálor's hoping for the intervention of Bad Luck Fale in this one. Jawbreaker. Bálor goes in again. Bloody Sunday. Strikes with it once more. Riddle's head slams into the mat. And a cover made by Bálor. Is it enough? Is it victory? This time it is. Finn Bálor wins. But it was not an easy victory for him. That didn't go as cleanly as he wanted it to. That is something that Ibushi will be taking note of and thinking that he's got a good chance ahead of him when it comes to... Oh, wait a minute. Bálor. Bálor ain't done. Bálor isn't finished sending his message. Stomping away at Matt Riddle now. He needs to make sure that he looks as good as possible heading in to WrestleMania. And he just tried to do that one right there against Matt Riddle. Ibushi definitely got to have a very close eye on this. Well, there you go. That's that done, but it's time for our main event of the evening. time to just relax and enjoy some great action here in the main event. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens. Here we go. After everything that has gone on this evening, let us relax and just enjoy some wrestling. That's, I think, the plan. That's the idea for what we've got coming up for our main event here. Samoa Joe heading towards the ring for a big-time meeting with Kevin Owens. Last time we saw Joe, I believe, was back at Extreme Rules in the WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar. Came up on the short end of things. That has not stopped Samoa Joe here from looking for another big win on Smackdown Live over a 4-time WWE champion to boot. A huge chance for Joe, who of course has former glory under his belt. A 2-time world champion, I believe. He's definitely, without a doubt, a big name. And Samoa Joe looking to stand with one of the biggest when it comes to that WWE Championship that he was so close to claiming once more at Extreme Rules, but just not close enough. Kevin Owens knows the bitter taste of a defeat, to be honest, against Brock Lesnar. He's been there once before. He went through a 16-man tournament at the Royal Rumble, heading into the Royal Rumble, and then almost all felt like it was for nothing to come out on the losing end of things. They know how it feels, and I wonder as they watch on to everything that's going on at SmackDown Live heading into WrestleMania, if they see the same befalling Kazuchika Okada, or if the Rainmaker will do enough to pick up that all-important victory to claim the title once again. Well, there's no doubt about it that Okada wants to fight. He wants to get physical with Brock Lesnar heading into WrestleMania. We've seen that over the last 2 weeks now. Closed out last week fighting, and they started this week fighting as well. Okada and Lesnar physical with one another. And I wonder what'll happen as time goes on between them two, as we take a moment though to appreciate this main event here this evening. Multi-world champions clashing in the ring here. In the chest there by Kevin Owens as we get things underway here. What will happen as these two men meet one another one-on-one? Which way will this go? Who can get the win in the main event? I mean, it's been a very hectic evening of action. There's no doubt about it, between everything that happened before we even had a bell rung in this show this evening, too. Got the victory for Nia Jax and that great match we just had between Riddle and Bálor a moment ago. Definitely some messages being sent heading into WrestleMania. There's no doubt about it. And even though WrestleMania, as I said, does not beckon these two guys, that doesn't mean they can't have a very entertaining match for us here on SmackDown Live. WrestleMania beckons the Rainmaker. It beckons the Beast. And we see just what it means to those two men who want to claim an all-important, all-crucial victory heading into the grandest stage of them all. There can only be one WWE champion, and the match where everything started to shift for Okada back at SummerSlam, where he went from the peak of being the Rainmaker and the ace of SmackDown Live, beckons him once again at WrestleMania. Some 7 months, near 8 months after it all started, can Okada bring it to an end at WrestleMania, I wonder? Or will Lesnar continue his surge as WWE champion? It's fascinating talk about as well is that for as long as Lesnar has, for as much as SmackDown Live since Lesnar has been WWE champion has been about still Kazuchika Okada, between him and Nakamura, him and Corin. What is a very interesting fact is that Lesnar's reign is longer than Okada's. It's actually, I believe, the second longest WWE championship reign. I think Lesnar has passed over 200 days as WWE champion as well. So there's a chance heading into WrestleMania he could be, at the very least, the 4th longest reigning world champion. May even well be the 3rd. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to double check. Behind Michael Bennett, Bobby Fish, and of course Seth Rollins if he comes in at 4th. Owens, big lariat in the turnbuckle there as this one now really starting to heat up between these two guys. Hard hitters, heavy hitters can take an awful lot of offense as well, though. There's no doubt about that one. These two guys are the epitome of what it means to show heart and courage and to fight until your very last breath. Samoa Joe, look at the speed in that Tiger Suplex. Oh, that was incredible work there. Just held on to the arm, kept it under control, kept it under lock, and got a win with it. Sweeps the leg away there, does Kevin Owens now. Samoa Joe picked up to his feet, sent it to the turnbuckle. Kevin Owens, could he be thinking Cannibal Senton maybe? Well, he's not going to be thinking anything right now. He's going to be thinking about how he has to get himself back up to his feet, in all honesty, because Samoa Joe is just retaking control in this main event. Sweeps the leg away there, does Kevin Owens now. It's just been back and forth between these two. They know that they shouldn't really be going all out in their offense. They shouldn't be going for the huge heavy-hitting moves. They're in a way playing it safe with one another. Wait a minute, here we go, never mind, I stand corrected. Owens breaker connects. Owens breaker from Kevin Owens. And he could be one move away from victory. Breaks the boot, scrapes it across the face of Samoa Joe again. And Owens has fired up here. Owens has got a deep vat of confidence going for him, and it could be another win for Kevin Owens here on Smackdown Live. Joe could be in for a crushing defeat. Pop-up powerbomb to Samoa Joe. Kevin Owens is your winner. Wow. Samoa Joe seemed off his game a little bit. Kevin Owens was locked on form. This may not have much to do heading into WrestleMania, but after the grandest stage of them all, there could be plenty to pay attention to. Plenty to keep your eyes on regarding the name Kevin Owens and potentially regarding the scene of the WWE title. A handshake between these two men, definitely something to take into account as well. Great bit of respect showing from those two. And Kevin Owens is your winner here this evening, taking a moment to celebrate his win. Owens stands tall at the end of Smackdown Live, and he's got to be pleased with it. There is your winner. Owens does it again. Will he be hunting down WWE Championship number 5 after WrestleMania, I wonder, but who will he be hunting down is the big question we have for Smackdown Live and for WrestleMania. That about does things. Wait a minute. As Owens gets out of the ring, what is this all about? AJ Styles just charged his way into the ring. This man got suspended last week. And now he's out here tonight on SmackDown Live. And he's immediately out here to discuss that suspension, believing that the conspiracy still exists on this very show, saying that ever since he created the originals, well, that clarifies something we've been waiting for months. He is the leader of this damn faction. AJ Styles calling bullshit on the suspension, on the conspiracy against him, and conspiracy in quotes, and wants it lifted by next week. Otherwise, he will make it his goal to end the reign of Christian James as the SmackDown general manager. He will be a thorn in his side until he ends his career as GM. Telling the GM to think long and hard because he has everyone in the originals behind him. They vowed to take over SmackDown at whatever cost, and if that means ending the general manager, so be it, because AJ Styles otherwise will personally enjoy hearing his bones crack. What a sickening action. AJ Styles saying that the originals not only came here to take over SmackDown to hold all the gold, but to hold all the power as well. And once he's done ending his career, he will take over the show. He will be his own general manager. And there is nothing that him or anyone else on this brand will do to stop him. AJ Styles has gone over the edge in the midst of this suspension. He has a personal vendetta against the SmackDown general manager. Styles wants nothing more than to bring about the end of Christian James's reign. What a weird way to end this episode of SmackDown.